think one of my clients is trying to purchase a home in her dad's name, and she's trying to trick the lender into believing that he's going to live there. So a few weeks ago, I get a phone call from this potential buyer who tells me that her dad wants to buy a house and he wants to use his VA eligibility. So I start asking some questions, and she explains to me that the dad and her live together and they've all been renting. The dad has never used his VA eligibility, and he was thinking maybe he should buy a home using his VA eligibility, and then he would move into it and the family would move in with him. So the living situation wouldn't change, it would be the same as it is now, only the dad would own the house. And that seems reasonable. It's important that when you do a VA loan, that's an owner-occupied property, and the veteran actually has to live there. Since they're all living together now, and they're going to be moving in there, it makes sense. So I send them a request for documents that we need to get, and they send back a whole bunch of documents. So what's interesting is the documents I get and the explanations I get, they all kind of pass, but they don't really. And what's the issue is they don't really make sense when you put them all together. So the first thing that happened was the documents, none of them had the address where she said her dad was living. They were actually in another state, including the driver's license. When I asked her, what's going on here? If you guys are all living together, shouldn't it be the same address as where you're living? She says, well, my dad's elderly. There's a family home in another state. Because we're renting, he wanted to have all his documents sent there because this address is not permanent. And when we buy the house, he'll change his documents to the address where we're living. And that's why nothing indicates that he actually lives with us. That's kind of reasonable. If you're moving around, a lot of kids have their mail sent to their parents' house because they know it's a temporary situation. So I was thinking to myself, I could let that pass. But then it got more complicated. We get these couple things. First of all, we get some documents from VA. The documents from VA don't have the correct information for the borrower in terms of a service number and date of birth, that kind of stuff. And when we call and we ask, she explains, well, that document is not a document that they had. They had tried to get a loan in the past, and another lender had sent that to them, and so they were just forwarding it to me, and they never really had paid that much attention to it. So we went to VA and got the document directly, so we had the right document, and I'm like, maybe it's possible that somebody had pulled these documents and had the wrong information, and they'd forwarded us the wrong documents. It's possible. But then we get to these pay stubs. So we have these pay stubs that they have income for every month, and they have a year to date. When I'm looking at these pay stubs, I realized that for 2 pay periods, there was income, but the year-to-date income didn't go up. So now I know something is hokey, because as you make more income, your year-to-date has to go up. So either there's a major glitch in payroll,